Every day, out my office window right here, I see families walking with their suitcases and all their belongings either on their backs or in their cars, and they come looking for help. And I know that my job every day gets to ensure that those people get adequate, quality, dignified services. And also outside my office door, I get to see people meet with their case managers for the first time. And when they're meeting for the first time, they're about to go look for an apartment. And that is so meaningful and fulfilling to me. In any way I can alleviate structural or systemic barriers to these people getting off the streets, it's absolutely worth it to me. So. I grew up in the suburbs of Phoenix. I have a single mother and two brothers, and my mom worked 2 or 3 jobs my whole life. We spent most nights with my best friend's family. My mom really wanted me to go to a private high school. We were not really super committed Christians by any means. I actually became a Christian when I was 15. At a Pentecostal church, so obviously I'd never heard of John Calvin. But I went on a tour my junior year to some random college in the middle of Iowa that my friends were just checking out for fun, Dordt College. Yeah, when I was at Dordt, our Theo 101 class, I got to know that people believe differently than me in Christianity, and I had no idea. And those people are also pursuing God very authentically and very passionately. I chose theology because, 2 reasons. One, like I had previously said, people think differently than me, and they really truly believe that. It's not just a set of ideologies that have been passed down, and I wanted to explore that a little more. One of the large pieces, especially for me as a Pentecostal, going to Dordt, was to learn kind of the best things from the Reformed faith. An obligation to society, an obligation to caring for the environment, and a passion for feeding your passions. But the second thing would be being surrounded by people who are deeply formed for a very extended amount of time. So over 4 years, I'm surrounded by really passionate and some pretty novice Christians, right? Like a ton of people just trying to figure it out and learn and apply their faith. And they saw me through a lot of really difficult times in my life. So I did what anybody with a theology degree would do, and I got a job as a barista. I started, really focusing on caring for the people I work for and for my clients and getting to know them in an authentic way. And then I ended up working there. I ended up becoming the manager. I became the manager of the first craft ale house in Phoenix right after that, Angel's Trumpet, which became this really great business. And then I felt like God was calling me to just try something different. Quit my job, didn't know what I was gonna do. So I did cabinetry until we moved to Boston, where I got a job in coffee shops. I managed the 3 busiest coffee shops in America, the Thinking Cup. But felt like God was telling me to risk and try to use my skill set for something else. I was at a stage where I couldn't really fail. I didn't have any kids, didn't have a mortgage, and my wife was really supportive, so I got a job making $12 an hour just down the street from here at the Salvation Army. It was a homeless shelter. And when I was speaking at a community event, someone from UMOM saw me and right then told me that I had to apply for this management job here. And I got to oversee the development and implementation of the first workforce program at UMOM. And so got to build it from the ground up, what systems I thought should take place, how do we most efficiently connect people to resume making and to the jobs that are out there right now, and to take advantage of a lot of the resources out there. So I really loved seeing people being able to be themselves and feel dignified in what they do and care for their kids and provide a different childhood than what they had. So as the director of housing, I oversee our scattered site housing projects. So we're focused on getting people out of shelter and off the street and into their own apartment. They sign their own lease. So we're constantly looking for landlord partners and social service providers scattered throughout Maricopa County, which is huge. And these are mostly people who haven't had much social support or somebody to advocate for them. And obviously when you're going through a very traumatic crisis, it's hard to advocate for yourself too. So day in and day out, I get to see all of our case managers. We have case managers that do rapid rehousing, so it's people sign their own lease and we just get them settled, get them jobs, and then we leave. We also do work for veterans, and so actually we're at functional zero, which means if a family that has served becomes homeless, we can get them off the streets into their house that day. Every day I'm a part of these email chains of people just running the most chaotic crisis by me. And every day I get to look into, well, what services have we provided? And it is so cool to see case managers, first of all, grow over time, use their education very tangibly to help end homelessness. But we have to really commit as communities to taking care of our neighbors and our brothers and our sisters. One thing that I've really learned from Dordt is this concept of image bearer. And it's the fact that God is so deeply satisfied in me and so deeply satisfied in other image bearers. And I should have that same kind of love. And I think it's a huge responsibility as Christians, not only to sell all we have and give to the poor, but to prioritize those who are oppressed by other structures and systems, and to reclaim every square inch, including the way that they access education or healthcare or the way that they feel valued in our communities. And so we have a lot of work there to do. There's absolutely no reason that we should have homelessness in our society. It's an easily solvable problem, and while there are complex social contributors to it, it's really a will of our community